Ritchie Environmental Services. I want to thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedule to come visit our site. The best way to understand the benefits of Dutchland Precast is to actually watch an installation and see our workmanship and quality, speed, and durability firsthand. Now, as you can see, this is a huge tank and it's gone up in being set in 11 days. But this project has been in the works since 1979. Tim Mitchell, our Director of Water Resources for the City of Lynchburg, is now going to tell you about the history of this project.
Thank you, and welcome to the City of Lynchburg, and welcome to the Lynchburg Regional Wastewater Treatment Plant. So this project is really the culmination of our Combined Sewer Overflow program that we've been working on really since the late 1970s. And this project itself, it's not the last project that we're going to do, but it's really the biggest project we're going to do, and it's going to have the most environmental impact because we're going to be capturing, with this and everything else we've done, we'll be capturing 93% of our sewer overflow volume and treating it and releasing it to the river in a much cleaner state than it was before. So this project ultimately shaves decades off our Combined Sewer Overflow program and saves nearly $250 million because this is really an innovative approach to addressing our combined sewer issues. So as far as this approach goes, basically about 10, 12 years ago, we started really looking at how to finish up the program and working downtown, separating all the sewers and stormwater systems downtown, and the outskirts of downtown was going to be very expensive. It was going to be nearly $300 million more to finish that up. We also knew that we had issues with the stormwater system and stormwater regulations that we had to meet. So we started looking at this in a more holistic approach and figuring out what could we do that'd be cheaper and ultimately result in better environmental quality, and that we could do a lot faster than decades of more of separation projects. So we worked with the state, we worked with Greeley and Hansen engineers, and came up with a solution of transporting more of this combined sewer flow here to the wastewater treatment plant and treating it to a very high quality before it gets released to the river. And that ultimately helps meet the water quality goals of the James River as well as the tributaries in the city of Lynchburg. When we have combined sewer overflows during heavy rainfalls, it's actually a mix of stormwater and wastewater, and it's untreated sewage that's ultimately going into the river. So we wanted to eliminate that or reduce it significantly. Once this project's done and the other little small projects we have to do, we'll have eliminated 93% of that original overflow volume, which is really over 1 billion gallons of overflow volume every year. So we're well under that, well within the combined sewer overflow policy that the EPA has mandated. So we'll be one of the first cities in the country to finish our CSO program. What that does is we have a consent order with the state that establishes a minimum sewer rate. Anything that we don't need for maintenance of the sewer system has to go towards our CSO program. So once the CSO program is done, we'll no longer have that requirement, and we'll be able to utilize those funds for other needs in the sewer system. Ultimately, it'll help keep sewer rates lower than it would have otherwise had we had to continue with the original plan with the sewer system. When we're finished, we'll still have 17 overflow points throughout the city, but that's dramatically down from the original 132 overflow points that we started with. And again, we're eliminating a significant amount of the overflow volume. There'll still be some during heavy rainfalls, but that's going to be a much rarer occurrence. And so ultimately, we're going to have a much cleaner river and much cleaner streams because of it. Well, there's a lot of different approaches to combined sewer overflow in different cities. A lot of cities build big tunnels to capture the flow. Others are doing separation, what we were doing before. You almost have to tailor the CSO program to the city and the circumstances that we have. One of the unique features that Lynchburg has is the hills. We don't have any pump stations. Everything flows by gravity to the wastewater plant. So we had to take that into account, as well as just how the combined sewer system was structured, because it did reach out into the neighborhoods versus just downtown. So You almost have to tailor the approach to the locality, but we came up with a very unique approach for our city, and we think that it's going to be ultimately the best win we can have from an environmental standpoint and from an economic standpoint. The $50 million for this project is a combination of state grant funds that we received in 2013 and revolving loan money that we've received from the state that we're repaying at 0% interest. So from an economic standpoint, the combination of grants and 0% interest loans really make this project affordable. Even though it's a very big project and it's a $50 million project, it's very affordable. This particular project should be done within the next 18 months. For a project of this magnitude, that's pretty outstanding. One of the unique things about this tank itself is how it was constructed. It's individual panels. There's nearly 300 individual panels, each brought in on a tractor trailer. They've assembled this tank in 11 days, so a pretty outstanding process. It's good to see. Normally you'd have to form the walls and pour the concrete. It'd be a very slow process, and you wouldn't have nearly the quality of construction that you have now, because these panels are built in a controlled environment, tested and certified, so that we know that they're high quality panels. So it's been a very neat process and interesting, and the turnout today is kind of a testament to that there's that many people interested in a process like this. There's other localities here looking at tanks like this for their future needs. There's a lot of other engineers here today as well, looking to see how this process works. So I think it's a good statement for Lynchburg to have this tank here and this process, and I think it's a testament to the work that's gone into the turnout today. Dutchland's been around for a while, but for a city our size, for the complexities that have gone into this tank, the thought that's gone into it, from the designing the disinfection chambers in it and how it will automatically flush when it's empty, so that we don't have debris and trash building up in the tank. It'll automatically self-clean. A lot of thought went into this design.